And we are live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday night chill stream. It is November 10th, Sunday, November 10th, 2024. Look at this. We got two people watching the show already. As you can tell, tonight is another mobile stream, another on the road stream. Although, if I can, I don't know how well you can focus in. I guess you can't focus in too well on the GPS. Here's the shitty part. It's now 10:30. I started the stream when I set up to start it, but I'm still on my way down to Virginia, and I've probably got fucking 150 miles to go. It's an absolute fucking horror show. No work yesterday, and I was actually home just about to start drinking and cooking. When my phone rang and they're like, "Hey, want to go to Virginia?" And I'm like, "I need the fucking money." So I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll do it." And long story short, I didn't get the piece until like 8:45, 20:45, and now we're off to see the Wizard. You can see it's raining, it's shitty, and I'll probably be driving until about 5 o'clock in the morning, all told. So tonight might be an extended remix of a chill stream because I just have so much time to fucking kill and so much road to go over. I'm We're currently on the Jersey Turnpike heading southbound. This is exit 2. So and then we have 13 miles of turnpike left, and then we're going to cross the Delaware Memorial Bridge, which I'm a little bit nervous about streaming because I've never streamed over that bridge, and it's not super long, but I don't know how good the internet is going to be there. So just as a heads up, uh, when we go over that bridge, and things might freeze up. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be, but just a heads up. And we're going to have to. You can see we are uh, operating under less than ideal conditions, which, to be honest, that's the way we mostly operate. At least the way I mostly operate. And things are going to be. We have to do this until things improve. But man, are things improving? Um, things are really, really improving in a lot of ways, and I'm very happy about that. By the way, tomorrow, Monday, is Veterans Day. To all the veterans of U.S. Armed Forces, happy Veterans Day. I hope you're out of the service. I hope you're not in an active war zone, and I hope no one you know or care about is in an active war zone. But things, the world takes some fucking strange ass fucking turns. I have said like it's been slow. Business has been slow for a while. That's why I took this job so late. Normally, 7:30, 8 o'clock, I don't want to drive down to Virginia and back because I know I'm not going to get home before 5 in the fucking morning. And I would just prefer not to do that. But, my income has been down from this company. And I mentioned, I signed up with another company, like a side hustle outfit. And last Tuesday, on election night, right, I'm sitting around the airport and nothing's coming. And finally, at 5 o'clock, this other uh, my side piece job sends me this job to pick up on exit 6 in the turnpike and drive down to Virginia. And I'm like, you know what? I looked at the price they were offering, which was shit, like $275. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just do it because whatever. It's either make zero or work for fucking cooling wages. So whatever. I drive down, pick up the piece, drive into what's it called, Ruther Glen, Virginia. Drop the piece off, and I'm like, well, it sucked, but at least I didn't come up with nothing for the day, right? At least I made something because my main job was not giving me. I think I got one local from them in like 4 days, whatever. And I start to try to figure out how to get back from Ruther Glen, and the phone pings again, and there's a pickup in Richmond, Virginia, which is only like 25 miles away, 30 miles away, going back up to Baltimore. And I'm like, shit, I got to drive up to Baltimore anyway. So Fuck it, I'll get that. So I clicked it. I'm going to go get the job. I go pick up the piece. This was from a doctor. I was picking from a private residence. A very nice residence. Richmond, Virginia. I didn't get to see a lot of it because it was dark. But I heard it was a dump. But from what I saw, and mind you, I'm driving through it at night. It looked really fucking nice. Richmond, Virginia looked pretty fucking nice. Not gonna lie, at least the part I was driving through with a doctor brought in. So he was returning some surgical instruments. All right, so I do that. So that's that. Dropped the piece in Baltimore, and now on my way home. It's Tuesday. Trump's won the election. Blah 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 blah. Thousand, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. That's cool. I get into Pennsylvania. Like I just crossed the border to Pennsylvania. It's a place I stop all the time. It's a sign that says "Welcome to Pennsylvania." Big red white sign. Liberty Bell. It says "Pursue your happiness." Blah 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 blah. And I stop at the rest stop to use the rest room. And I'm going to show you the video I made afterwards. I'm going to explain to you what happened on election night Wednesday morning last week. So I come out of the rest stop at like 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock, and there's a Philly cop holding a black kid that just got out of that U-Haul at gunpoint, screaming he's going to shoot him. They're running around back and forth by that silver Hyundai right there. I very wisely hid myself. But you can see those stone columns by the benches. I was hiding behind one of those stone columns in case the cop actually did shoot. He didn't. The kid ran back for the truck. That was the cop holding the gun, holding the kid at gunpoint. He kept screaming, "I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to shoot you, get on the ground." The kid was hiding at the back of that Hyundai, and then he made a dash for the truck. And when he got in the truck, that cop jumped in and used a fair amount of physical force to stop him from getting the engine started and running away. And now you can see there's a whole bunch of other cops coming, but no gunfire. I am safe, and it's just another day in the life of a guy who drives boxes. Talk to you guys later. Okay, so that was last Tuesday, right? I had my phone off inside my car, so I didn't have my phone on me, so I couldn't film the cop holding the kid at gunpoint because I didn't have my phone on me, right? And what it was is in the direction of that silver car is where the building is. That's where I came out of, and I come out of the building, and what I first kind of alerted me that something was going on was a black pickup truck started its engine, did not turn on its headlights, just revved the fucking engine and took off at high speed, like a movie, tires squealing and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? And then I'm like looking around. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with that guy? And I look, and there's someone in an orange and yellow safety vest running towards me. And this was a real skinny black kid, like tall, skinny as fuck black kid, wearing a balaclava. I didn't realize he was wearing a balaclava, but all I really saw was a big fucking square orange thing running straight at me, right? I'm like, what the fuck? What's this, a road crew guy? Because they're still doing road repairs and shit. I'm like, what's this guy doing running around the parking lot? And then I hear the cops screaming, I'm going to stop. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to shoot you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like almost directly in the line of fire between the cop and the fucking Dindu and me are like all lined up. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm downrange. If this fucking cop opens up, I could catch a fucking stray bullet. So that's what I ducked behind. I was like, I saw those concrete or brick column things. I was like, ain't no pistol rounds getting through that. So I hid behind there. I hid behind one of those. And then I'm like peeking as the kids, and between the cop and this kid by that silver Hyundai, it's like fucking, like you're playing tag with your little kid around cars. The black kid in the safety vest, he goes halfway around the car. and then the cop cuts him off, and then he goes half around the other way. Cop screaming, get on the ground. Kid's got his hands over his head. He almost gets down to the ground. Then he gets up again. Then he gets down to the ground. And it's like back and forth, back and forth. The cop manages to call his back up or whatever, call it in. And I'm just thinking, I hope the fuck this fucking cop doesn't shoot this kid, because you could see how close I was to that silver car. The kid would have died or caught lead somewhere near that silver car, and then there's no way I would be able to get in my car and just drive away. The cop would either fucking panic and shoot me, which is a real possibility, or I hide behind that column until maybe the cop goes away, and then I get my car and drive away without trying to be a witness, And the black kid, when he ran for the U-Haul, when he tried to run back to that truck, and I don't know, maybe him and the other guy, maybe whatever they did with the U-Haul truck, whatever they robbed, maybe the plan was park the U-Haul at the rest stop, get in the pickup truck, and use it as a getaway vehicle, and no one would ever know, or something. I don't know. Like the black pickup truck in the beginning was just had to be part of it somehow, but there was no way for me to understand what was going on. At the U-Haul, only the passenger side door was open when the kid jumps in. And for a tall, skinny black kid, he ran really fucking slow. Because that fat, pudgy cop was like on him, like a step, 1.5 steps away. He jumps in the truck, tries to start the engine. This cop holsters his fucking pistol and starts wailing away on this kid's head. And the driver's side window on that U-Haul truck was open. And the reason why I know is because I see the black kid's head come every time he gets punched in the head. Literally, his neck fucking bends and his head pops out the side window. Like 10 times, 15 fucking times. And then, like I showed you, the other cops arrived and they pulled open that door and the black kid spilled out. I don't know if he's unconscious or he was semi-conscious at best. And then they cuff him up and their attention is focused away. And I got in my car. I'm like, first I'm sitting there. I said, all right, let me make the video and then I'll start the car, because if they see the car's running, I don't know, maybe they're going to be looking for witnesses, but they weren't looking towards me. So I was happy about that. And then I just drove out of it. Just get the fuck out of it. All these fucking idiots. Yeah, so I almost fucking, I literally almost bought the fucking farm because of some fucking 85 IQ dude did a rob job with a reflective vest on. I don't know. I have no idea what the fuck was happening. But, and then he thought he could outrun the police in a U-Haul truck, which he almost certainly could not do. Why is this fucking guy in the truck doing that? You would think on a Sunday night it would be an easy fucking drive. There'd be no jerks in the road. There's fucking always jerks in the road. Anyway, we're getting near the end of the time. But yeah, to be honest, I thought if anyone's ever pointed a gun at me ever again, it would be like some kind of road rage incident. I've mentioned that before. Like, that's probably the real threat to my life is somebody who's high, watching porn on their phone or driving that car crashes into me while I'm on the road like this, and whatever. And that's the greatest potential for violence. I didn't think I'd be walking back to my car after taking a piss and get in the middle of a real life game of cops and robbers. So, but whatever. That was last week. Today, it's an entirely new week this week. But yeah, that was midweek, and I was like, at the time that happened, I found this meme, this video that I thought was funny, and it's funny and appropriate, and it's close enough to the truth, even though it's literally dated right now. But it's a 9-second video of what some people imagine my life is really like. Let's go! Shit, I don't know how crazy old, it's some old codger here. The screen just blacked out. So we're coming up near the Delaware Memorial Bridge. Like I said, I don't know how well the internet's going to hold up. Fingers crossed it holds up. So we, but if it doesn't, I'll just keep. Yeah, but there was like a 9-second video of some crazy old dude in a rocket-powered go-kart in the desert with like a Santa Claus beard and a 1970s motorcycle helmet, and he's filming himself flying across the desert, and it said, you know, the meme was Bitcoin $76,000, which was a new all-time high last week, but Bitcoin is now like 81,000 right now, and we are most definitely going higher. And to those of you who did not see this coming, you don't belong on this channel. Like, if you did not know this was going to happen, then you don't belong here, right? If this is a mystery to you, it's a surprise to you, you're not getting it. You're not going to get it. You're looking at the wrong things and you're drawing the wrong conclusions. Everyone said, oh, Bitcoin pumped because Trump won the election. But I got to explain to you that that's not really we just lost a signal. Bitcoin does not change. Every 10 minutes, a new block is mined. All the nodes, the thousands and tens of thousands of nodes around the fucking world, record every transaction. The public ledger is the same. The software doesn't change. Everything stays the same. Bitcoin doesn't change. Just your attitude towards it and what you're willing to do in order to get some Bitcoin changes. Bitcoin changes you. You don't change it. So people say, well, Trump was elected. That's why everybody dumped all kinds of money into Bitcoin and crypto, because Trump was elected. Listen, if Trump didn't win the fucking election, then Bitcoin would have pumped anyway, and they would have said, oh, Bitcoin pumped because everyone's trying to hide their money from Kamala Harris. But yeah, on the morning after I nearly got shot, and thankfully there was not a trigger happy come. Yeah, this little story. BlackRock makes history as $2.1 billion flows into the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF on that morning. Okay, so remember what I just said. Bitcoin doesn't change. Your attitude and what you're willing to do to get some Bitcoin or get some exposure to Bitcoin, I suppose, in the case of the ETF. The other thing that changes is you. Okay, Bitcoin doesn't change. That's a key thing to remember, because if the price of Bitcoin could be affected by one man, then it literally wouldn't be Bitcoin. That's literally, it's not Bitcoin if one man or a group of people or even a fucking nation state could change the value of Bitcoin. The value proposition of Bitcoin is the same as it's always been. It's just what you're willing to give up in exchange for Bitcoin. So, and there, I'm not the only person who sees it like this. This guy, show it. You fucking cunt. Back. Okay, it's just a screen share. Oh, yeah. So this guy wrote this the day after the election. Trump is not Bitcoin savior, right? Trump is not going to be a good thing for Bitcoin. He's going to do the same stupid shit that he always did. Of course, because he does what he's fucking told. He does what he's fucking told, right? What was this? This is a screenshot of, yeah. So I got a video for this. This is a screenshot of a YouTube video that was from CNBC. And the title of the video is "Shots Fired." Fed Chair Jerome Powell almost dares Trump to come after him, right? Because Trump said he was going to fire Powell, and he was going to do this, and he was going to do that. And guess what, kids? I know for a fact that it ain't going to happen. But who's our buddy here? It's not crash the car. Our friend from Cubs to Bears, folks, some news. Has some news for those of you who think your savior has arrived.
The chairman of the Federal Reserve Bank just came out and said President Trump can't fire him. And the crazy thing is, he might be right. The chairman of the Fed is appointed by the President of the United States. But what most people don't realize is he only gets to choose from 7 people, the members of the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. And their terms, are you ready for this? Are 14 years. And there doesn't appear to be any clear language in the Federal Reserve Act that gives the president the authority to remove the chair. So these board members are appointed by the president and approved by Congress. They're awarded 14-year terms, are the only 7 people the president could nominate to be chair, and the formal process to remove the chair doesn't seem to exist. So if Trump were to remove Powell, the Supreme Court would have to decide if it were legal. And the Fed has a monopoly over the printing of the dollar, which is the world's reserve currency. And the people in charge aren't accountable to anyone. And that doesn't sound American to me. And this is why I wrote a book on the Federal Reserve Bank. Because it is more important than ever that we teach our...
Okay, so, it's Cubs to Bears guy, and he talks about his homeschooling and the books. But he is correct. There's no way to fire Jerome Powell. The president can't do that. He's given a list of fucking people, not just for the Federal Reserve Chairman. He's given a list of people for his entire cabinet. And he gets to pick from a list, but that's all he gets to do. He doesn't, the list is pre-selected for him by the people with the real fucking power. I mean, it's super obvious, right? I've said that a dozen times, but it's very, very, very much on display here. And the thing about this video, and I didn't, I should have screenshotted some of the fucking comments. The comment section chock full of Trump supporters, and they're like, "Oh, Trump's gonna fire him," and blah, blah. They have no fucking idea what they're talking about. They're living in a cartoon fucking fantasy world where Donald Trump's gonna fix this and fix that, and he's gonna beat up on Jerome Powell, and none of these people understand that Trump is a fucking powerless puppet. He will do what he's told to do when he's told to do it. Okay, and that's not something these people can cope with. They can't cope with the reality, right? When people tell you that you're not a fucking unicorn, you know what I mean? You're not riding a unicorn to work at a fucking rainbow factory. That you're riding your bicycle to fucking McDonald's to flip burgers. You need to deal with the reality, and people can't deal with the reality. And particularly Trump supporters have entirely fucking forgotten 2016. You forgot the fucking riots. You forgot all the supporters getting the shit kicked out of them before and after those fucking rallies. Running for their lives with their MAGA hats on. You've forgotten about that entirely. But these delusional fucking people, and there's various different delusions. There's delusions like Hitler's gonna come. Hitler was a good guy in World War II. There's delusions like whatever. Judaism is a moral religion. I don't care what your fucking delusions are. I really don't give a fuck, right? As far as I'm concerned, you could die starving and homeless. Because if you're not on board with the war against central banking, you are whatever, man. You are collateral fucking damage, right? And for the true believers who can't see fucking reality, right? When Jerome Powell does not get fired, Trump will fucking say or do something to distract everybody, and then literally people are gonna pretend like that shit doesn't exist anymore. But the Trump supporters are exactly like this guy, and I urge you, whatever fantasies you think you have, I'm a nationalist, I'm a this, I'm a that, whatever fucking dumb shit you tell yourself to make it through the fucking day. Remember, the people outside of your fucking little demented fantasy world are not going to play alone, okay? And here's a Trump supporter finding that shit out, He's not on the internet.
If you're gonna talk tough, you better be tough.
You need to watch your face.
Gotcha.
Because guys like me eat bitches like you for lunch.
Gotcha.
So there you go. You can wear your little MAGA T-shirt with the Punisher skull, and it's an American flag, and it's got Donald Trump's hair on it. And you can say, "Oh, you bitches," and you can stick out your chin and keep your fucking hands down by your feet while you're talking to fucking two guys who are literally gonna knock the fucking shit out of you by y'all pickup truck, and literally beat some fucking sense into you, right? You don't want to be that guy. You would prefer to move as quickly as you can away from that level of fucking delusional interaction with the real fucking world. And thinking that you're gonna overthrow Jewish power using Jewish money is as fucking retarded as that guy thinking he's gonna scare people off by talking shit while wearing a Trump t-shirt. That isn't going to happen. It's never going to happen. So, and for the people who think that, there's nothing you can do to save them, right? You can't straighten them out. You can't make them fucking see things. You can't make them see how reality is. They're just going to keep going on with their fucking delusions until it's too fucking late. Until they run into the cold fist of fucking reality. Where else are we? This one, I guess. So the fact that this is the BlackRock story, but the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF is now larger than their gold ETF, and this is just another indication that many more people are much more interested in putting their money where Bitcoin is than where gold is. No one's going back in history. We're not going back to gold coins and fucking the cowboy days. We're not riding on fucking horses, clippity clop, and we're gonna get rid of electricity. We're all gonna use candles, and Betsy Roth's gonna sew a new flag. That's none of that shit's gonna happen. You know what I mean? We're moving forward and battling the real fucking communists again. The America you think you were born into doesn't even exist anymore. And the America you live in today is a lot fucking closer to the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics than you would think, all right? This story, say goodbye to your driver's license from May 2025. You will no longer be able to travel on an airplane throughout the country unless you have what's called a real ID. You have to change your driver's license for another driver's license document that will allow you to fly on airplanes. Now, if you don't do that, you're going to need your passport to fly on airplanes within the United States. Okay? Internal passports. Do you remember when you learned that the Soviet Union used to do that to their citizens? You needed a passport to travel inside of Russia, right? Well, now you need a passport to travel inside of America. Okay? America 1.0 is fucking finished. Right? It's finished. Whether or not you can see that, I don't care. Right? But America 2.0 is coming. Right? And it won't be delivered by Donald Trump, but it may be delivered by this chick. Right? This is Cynthia Lummis, senator from Wyoming, right? Who was given 3 Bitcoins as a gift some long time ago. And she's since filed papers. She bought 2 more on her own, at least 2 more, with her senator salary, right? And on election night last week, she said, we are going to build a strategic Bitcoin reserve. She's going to do everything she can to make that happen. And of course, Trump will take fucking credit for it. But and I don't know how far she'll get, but this is 100% going to happen. And the reason why is because you can't fucking touch the Federal Reserve Bank. There ain't a fucking thing you can do. Not the president, not the Supreme Court, not nobody. Okay. If you want to destroy them, if you want to fight them, right? If you want a world where people do not work for fucking slavery coupons, where you do not exchange your time and your efforts for the false promises of central bankers, if you want that world, you have to trade your dollars, your Federal Reserve notes, for Bitcoin. That's what you have to do. That's the fucking war, okay? And, I've said we're at war with these fucking people and we're going to win. And I said that not even fully understanding why I was right at the time I said that. And I saw this. This is so brilliant. I cannot overstate how big this next fucking story is. I cannot overstate the importance of this. And you need to sit with this, meditate on this for just a little while, right? Michael Saylor, blah 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 blah. He says everyone's going to be forced to adopt Bitcoin, and the guys at Microsoft, right? They're going to vote on whether or not Microsoft, the company, is going to buy Bitcoin, and the board of directors says, "No, fuck it, we're not going to do it. We're going to squash this." Well, maybe they will squash it, but guess what? Okay, here's what's going to happen. All right, Microsoft risks shareholder lawsuit if it ignores Bitcoin and the prices rise. So people within Microsoft, okay, want the same type of price appreciation that MicroStrategy's got. They want 800% over 4 years, right? Whether they are Bitcoiners or not Bitcoiners, they believe in it. They don't. I don't give a fuck. They want Microsoft to pump 800% in the next 4 years or whatever, and they're telling the board of Microsoft, stop holding cash, start buying Bitcoin. And the board is like, fuck you, we're the insiders, we run Microsoft, and blah 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 blah. But the board can be sued in court for failure to deliver shareholder value, right? For whatever corporate malfeasance. Think that through. Even if it doesn't matter if the lawsuit fucking passes or fails, it doesn't matter. The entire fucking world is going to be watching this, and the entire conversation everywhere on the planet is, should we do this or shouldn't we do this? And for all the publicly traded companies in America, right, they have to start thinking like, holy shit, can someone get rid of the entire board of directors with a lawsuit and force us to buy Bitcoin against our will? Maybe we should just buy Bitcoin. This is a knife to their throat, a gun to their head, metaphorically, and it is driven by the greed of the existing shareholders. The people in that organization will destroy that organization or transform that organization, whether the board of directors wants to or not. And that is how you go to war against Microsoft. That is how you go to war against the elites. You turn them against themselves. I titled the stream, War is Sweet. And that's part of a quote from a Greek poet named Pindar who lived in 500 BC. And it's a fragment of a poem he wrote as an ode to someone. But the two lines that are very clear is, war is sweet to those who have not tasted it. And for the elites, for the fucking Federal Reserve, for Bill Gates and all these motherfuckers, they have never tasted war. So it's always been sweet to them. They just win and win and win again, and ship your jobs overseas and replace you with AI. And break the fucking unions, and they just win and win and win. It's not war for them. It's all winning for them. They've never had to fight. They've never had to compete for something that is limited, like Bitcoin is limited. There's only 21 million. And there will only ever be 21 million. And now these people are going to have to compete for what's left because 19 million are already gone. Most of it's already gone. They can't get there first. That's been done by someone else. They're going to have to fight to compete, to sacrifice, to give up something in order to have Bitcoin. They say they've got mansions and private jets and blah, 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 blah. Yes, they have all that shit. But there's still petty fucking scumbags who always want more. And the idea that you, a fucking nobody, could have something that they cannot have will drive them fucking insane when they really wrap their heads around it. And the fact that you can draw that some fucking internet blogger, got this fucking Microsoft, dude to get a fucking bug up his ass to say, hey, buy Bitcoin and we'll fucking sue you to get rid of the board of directors. That is, I could not picture that happening, but stuff like that is going to happen, and that's going to benefit us in ways like that. Literally, I cannot imagine that. But this is happening. The war for Microsoft is happening inside Microsoft. That's how you beat them. That's how people like us beat people like them. Because what you're living through right now, right? The war against central banking, what you're living through right now is something truly unique. And this is not my original thoughts. I'm doing on Twitter. I can't remember his name. He said this, but there's never been a time in history where something has been limited like Bitcoin has been limited. It's strictly limited. You can't go to a different country or look underneath a mountain or dive underneath the ocean and find more of it. There's a fucking limited amount, right? There's a limited amount and not enough to go around. There's not enough Bitcoin for everyone to have one Bitcoin. For every millionaire, there's like 550 millionaires or something in the world. There's 550 millionaires. There's only 21 million Bitcoins. So all of these millionaires, most of whom don't even fucking know Bitcoin exists, or just starting to figure it out now, just hearing about it, they're not figuring it out. None of them, no matter what they do, if they bankrupt themselves, will still not have one whole Bitcoin. Meditate on that. Sit with that for a moment. All these rich cunts on the fucking golf course, sitting on their fucking boats, thinking at what geniuses they are, how they fucking lord it over you, right? And you have something that they can't have. And they don't even know if you have it, you don't have it. They're literally going to be looking around, okay, wondering if this kid who flips burgers or that fucking Starbucks barista has fucking 2 Bitcoins or 5 Bitcoins or who fucking knows. It's going to make them crazy. And all the little projects are going to fail. All the projects are going to fail like this. This is that Waymo, that fucking robo taxis. They just had a fucking pro fucking propaganda fucking story. Oh, they completed 150,000 trips, 150,000 taxi rides in San Francisco. Yeah, they also lost $2 billion. $2 billion with the B dollars. These fucking robo taxis. And so somebody did a study on them, and they found out not only does it take longer for the taxi to get there, it costs more than a regular taxi, and it takes longer to get to where you're going. So longer to get picked up, a longer ride, and longer time to your destination, and it costs you more, right? Why the fuck would these cocksuckers just build a robust taxi business in San Francisco? They lost $2 billion. Think about how much they hate you and want you fucking dead, that they won't let taxi drivers make an honest fucking living. San Francisco's only like 800,000 people, the whole fucking city. I don't know how many taxis they had, but I guarantee you that $2 billion would last a whole, I don't think in the last 20 years, in the last 50 fucking years, that all the taxi drivers ever in fucking San Francisco ever earned that much, if you combined it all. But they want to fuck you. They want to destroy you They don't care if you die starving and homeless, right? Which is war. They're at war with you. So go to war with them. Go to war with them. Hit them where they have no fucking defense. And where they have no defense is their fucking economic system is fucking rigged, right? And all the value goes to the top. Nothing goes to anyone else, and they cannot compete. And now they're going to be forced to fucking compete, right? And in very high-profile ways, like this Microsoft thing. And the Microsoft thing, it ain't going to be. It's the first, but it sure as fuck will not be the last. And what else do I got here? Oh, man, I got a bunch of stuff. Voice rest. There's a dude, a sports ball guy, who figured this out quite some time ago. And if you think you're smarter than a sports baller, I hope you can build a time machine.
And it hit me. Money does not exist.
The Seattle Seahawks select Russell Okung.
You mean I traded my entire life for something which does not exist? So I was the first NFL player paid in Bitcoin in 2019.
Okung tweeted today that he was paid in Bitcoin.
But I never shared how I became one of the highest paid NFL players in all of history. So one of my friends was telling me about this technology called Bitcoin. And he's saying all types of things, magic internet money, and the Fed, something about 1913, and how the US dollar isn't backed by anything. You know, all the conspiracy stuff. And then he tells me, you've been working for fake money, and there's a primary reason why there's a gap between the rich and the poor. That the inflation number proposed by the government is far lower than what the real number is. None of this makes sense to me. Then he drops this absolute bomb. Trillions of dollars are being created out of thin air, and that's the real reason behind inflation. So I'm thinking, bro, what do you mean? Who is printing the money? Now he's yelling at the top of his lungs, jumping up and down, the Federal Reserve. You ever have that friend that takes a little bit of time to understand things? That's me.
So if a Negro sports baller could figure it out in 2019, I'm trying to think what Bitcoin was back then, maybe like $8,000 or $9,000 per Bitcoin. So the reason why he's the richest sports baller in NFL history is because he did not accept government money. He got paid in Bitcoin. And if you would like to be as smart as a sports ball bro, then maybe you might start wanting to do that yourself. You can do it little by little, but I strongly advise you begin to do that, because if you don't, you're going to be left starving and fucking homeless. And we know that, right? What is this? Let's go with the Eric Balchunas. This guy's not really a Bitcoiner. I think he's becoming a Bitcoiner. He's a white guy who does financial reporting. His name is Eric Balchunas or Balchunas, something like that.
You don't have to be a huge gun person even to understand it. Like, you could want protection from your government this way and not guns. You are essentially getting protection from your government, which generally likes to print money to solve problems. If you think that both parties are going to take the easy road, which is throw money at a problem, you're looking at, you need protection from that, because they're going to purposely devalue your currency as an expedient way to get out of a problem. We've seen the Fed do it many times. So it's very basic. You don't have to be a huge gun person even to understand it. Like, you could want protection from your government this way and not guns. And especially in emerging markets, you really need protection from your government, the currency. The other thing I thought, and I said earlier, is I just think Bitcoin's literally 16 years old. So it's literally at peak teenager, which means attitude, volatility. It's probably going to steal the car. It's going to talk back. And so to me, it's just like, it's teenager gold. If you could take the 4,000-year-old gold and go back to when it was 16 years old, it was probably behaving similarly.
So a little bit of humor, but the guy's got a point, right? There's all sorts of protection in this world, right? There's physical protection, and then there's protection against your life and your work being stolen from you. Obviously, you can see he's a successful upper middle class guy But even the stuff he's saying sounds like a little bit off the wall, right? Likening Bitcoin to guns and or a wild 16-year-old who's going to steal your car and steal the family station wagon, and Lord knows what's going to happen. People are starting to see this, right? And as the price of Bitcoin goes, like I said, we're at 81,000 now. It's likely will be over 100K by Christmas. People are gonna go $100,000. I don't have fucking $100,000. I don't have $100,000. No, I understand you don't have $100,000, but you have $100, and you take $100 and you buy a little piece of Bitcoin, and the next $100 you have laying around, you buy a little piece of Bitcoin. But psychologically, most people are gonna think, well, I can't afford that, so I'll just forget about that. And that is an enormous fucking mistake. You are at war with central banking. At least I am, right? Peacefully, legally, I am at war with them. But and the way I wage this war is I trade Federal Reserve notes for Bitcoin. That's worked out pretty well for me, and you can see it's working out pretty well for some other people as well. But you've got to get off your fucking ass and do some shit. I ran into this kid named Diego, Colombian kid. I hadn't seen him in a couple of years. Long story short, I told him to buy Bitcoin when Bitcoin was $9,000. He asked me how much one Bitcoin was. I was like, $9,000. He says, "Oh, you're crazy, man. That's too much." And like a lot of Hispanics, he's fucking broke. He spends all his money before he gets it, and he's fucking living, going from credit card to credit card. He has a house. Never mind how he got that, but his first wife who left him, and now he has a younger, prettier wife that he just had a kid with. And he shows me a picture of the baby, and I was like, "Hey, congratulations, man!" And I said, "You know what you should do?" I said, "You should buy $100 worth of Bitcoin for that." And this is a baby, like still in the fucking doesn't even walk around level, I don't know, 3 months, something like that, 6 months. I said, "You should buy $100 worth of Bitcoin for your daughter and put it away for her, and so she can have it when she's 18." And he immediately looks at the fucking ground like, "Yeah, maybe, I don't know." Like, he wouldn't even do that. Like, there's nothing. If you aren't gonna fucking save yourself, you're not gonna save yourself, And even with people who are hopeless, and this kid's fucking hopeless, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try again. Right? It's my evangelical fervor to do this, but my greater goal is to destroy central banking. That this dopey fucking Colombian dude named Diego would actually be able to right now, right, for literally $100, could think of what Bitcoin's going to be in 18 years, right? 18 years from today, where the fuck could it possibly be? Right? Once the nation states get involved, once these fucking giant corporations think, holy shit, we better buy some Bitcoin, because if we don't buy some Bitcoin, somebody's going to bring a shareholder lawsuit against us for fucking economic malfeasance or some shit like that. There's a lot of things in play here, a lot of really exciting shit, and it's gonna be crazy to fucking watch. I am like, there isn't enough popcorn in the world for me right now. You know what I mean? There's just endless fucking curiosity about what the fuck is gonna happen next. And who's gonna run out of? Who's gonna fail first? What's the thing I want to show about? Trying to keep this car on the road. What's this one? Oh yeah, I just saw this. Yeah, private jet. I'm not making any money in the last fucking 4 months, but private jet use is way up, and it's all because they were forced into it by COVID. Fucking gratifying. Oh, we were forced to take private jets. We really wanted to hop into that 2006 fucking Toyota Matrix. We're forced to buy private jets. All right. these two stories, though, this shit ain't going away. Come on, show up. Show up. Click in the thing. Okay, we're going over the bridge. Yemen's Houthis will keep up their blockade even though the Israeli vessels will change their fucking corporate names. So Israel's so desperate to stop the fucking naval blockade by Ansar Allah in Yemen that they're gonna, like, I don't know, reflag the vessels or change the corporate names or whatever. And you know, these stupid fanatics who live in the desert ain't that fucking stupid. They're like, listen, we don't give a fuck if they go into your ports and come out of your ports. You know, they're fair game. They're fucking fair game. You know? And this story, Yemen knocks down the another $30 million drone. I don't know how they're battling our drones, what they're battling them with, but Predator drones out of the fucking sky. 12 drones at $30 million a piece. That's what, 360 million? $360 million to do what, you know, in a year. That's, I don't know what the real cost of protecting fucking Israel is, but it's fucking way high, and that money printer is not going to stop. You know, the cost to protect this fucking monster from its fucking neighbors is astronomically high, right? And Trump's gonna fucking sign a check for whatever the fuck they want. He's gonna fucking borrow and print, and the dumb motherfuckers, well, you know, once that guy gets up off the fucking parking lot floor, as he got punched out by two Mexicans to get to his pickup truck, you know, he's gonna find out, and he lost his Social Security because Trump wants to save the fucking Jews. He wants to make, you know, he's going to print another fucking 10, 20 trillion, you know, to make sure that they have whatever the fuck they want. This is the war, right? This is a cute little meme, but we are at fucking war. I'm at war. I don't know what you're doing. I really don't know what you're doing with your life, but I have dedicated my life to destroying central bank, you know, peacefully and legally destroying central bank and all of the things that go with it, including these guys.
If you were walking in Tribeca, you might not notice this bizarre 29-story skyscraper, which could be New York's best-kept secret. It has 0 windows. At night, there's no visible light. Officially, it's known as the AT&T Long Lines building, whose function is to house critical telecommunications equipment. Built in 1974 as a self-contained city, it could sustain 1,500 people for 2 weeks in case of nuclear attack. Inside are 3 underground levels and 250,000 gallons of fuel. Many believe it's really the NSA's Titan Point, a hub for mass surveillance of American data and calls. Even technicians can't access all the floors. So what's really inside? That is the question.
Yeah, so the NSA has a building right in the middle of Manhattan, and nobody knows about it. Oh, look, we have comments. Eagle Packs Max. Hello, James. I had the best week in almost 20 years. I was walking around whistling with the spring in my step. One older woman even cursed under her breath when she saw my smile. The future is here. It's certainly arriving. Unfortunately for me, I'm still driving boxes in the rain, and I'll be driving until fucking dawn. But the future is here quite fast enough for me, but it's coming. I know it's coming. Virgil Doc Purple Heart, welcome to the show, sir. Sigs and codes, congratulations, brother. I have nothing to do with it. That's, you know, the congratulations is this. I recognize that elite power, right, is supported entirely by money printing, right? And it isn't real money, it's counterfeit and blah, 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 blah. And that very few people ever win at this game. It's like, you know, if you win, it's a fucking miracle. What they tell you is abundant, like opportunity, is scarce. There's no opportunities out there. And what they tell you is scarce, like energy, is abundant, right? They invert everything. But recognizing that I had no fucking chance, and the only way to win was to stop playing. Stop fucking playing. By the way, the other way to win, if you haven't figured out yet, is to smash the like button. That way those pricks at the NSA building in Manhattan can remove your likes and pretend that less people watch this video than really have. Yeah, but listen, I tried for decades and decades to, I was a true believer in America, and it's all bullshit, right? So now I want to see America 2.0. Will I live that long? I don't know. But I know I can bring that day closer, right, by explaining to you that you work for fake money, right? And if you can be as smart as that do sports baller, right, you could be in a much better position for yourself or your kid. Don't be like dopey fucking Diego, the Colombian fucking moron who won't listen to me, right? And who's busy spending all this fucking money before he even gets it. Don't be like that, right? I don't, the fact that I recognize this shit and I talk about it doesn't mean I have any influence over it. Bitcoin doesn't know if I'm alive or dead. It doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It's going to keep going every 10 minutes. TikTok, next block. When people used to post it on the internet, I never understood what the fuck that meant. What I do now, that no human input is going to change this, right? And when people say, well, one Bitcoin is worth one Bitcoin, is to repeat that over and over. It's a dopey mantra. And again, that used to confuse me back in the early days. But, depending on how you're measuring it, dollars, yen, fucking pesos, euros, rubles, whatever you want to measure it in. But at the end of the day, one Bitcoin really does equal one Bitcoin. That doesn't change. The only thing that changes is what you are willing to do to get some of that Bitcoin. That's the only thing that changes. What are you willing to work for? What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to trade? That's what changes. But Bitcoin does not change. Once you successfully wrap your head around that, it becomes a lot clearer. Yes, number go up is cool as fuck. You know what I mean? And numbers going to continue going up, especially in this coming year. But there's a lot of other things happening, and like the fucking war against Microsoft, and the war against fucking tyranny, right? And there's people fucking fighting this at all times. I saw this video once. I grabbed it again. This dude is up in Rhode Island. Was he like a New England? Maybe it was like in New Hampshire. It was New Hampshire. He was like from the New Hampshire Libertarian Party, and this was pre-election, just before the election. It was in the summertime. But the guy posted some shit, and they decided to fucking try and intimidate him. And this is how you, if you're a patriot, this is how you fucking deal with tyrants.
Hey there, Major O'Donnell with the FBI.
Can you give your full name, please?
Major O'Donnell with the FBI.
Could you please state your full name, sir?
Could you please stop recording?
No. It's First Amendment right.
Okay.
What's your name, sir?
Sir, could you stop recording, please?
Absolutely not. You can show me your name and identification, or I'm going to go back inside my house.
We just want to talk to you.
I'm not going to talk to people who claim to be federal agents unless they can show me identification.
Okay, well, you see our badges.
Is your full name on that badge?
No.
I'd like to see something with your full name, or I'm not going to talk to you.
I prefer you not to broadcast it.
This will be going online as soon as you walk away.
All I want to do is talk to you about a post that was made.
I want to talk to you about you guys coming here. Say you make a salary of, I don't know what, low 100K? You guys making six figures? Talking about burning a couple $100 an hour just here, let alone all the time you guys are spending to investigate something that you know is not against the law, right? Like you're familiar with. So then why would you come?
Because we wanted to make sure that there weren't any.
No, you're coming because you're part of a regime that does this kind of thing when you know laws aren't being broken. And that's an embarrassment, man. Didn't you guys read the Constitution? Do you not believe in America? Like, how do you do your jobs and go home?
We appreciate it.
You're walking away. Because nothing we did is against the law. You go home and you think about what you did today. Go home and think about it. You guys are embarrassing.
So that's not bad. What he should have said if they walked away is walk of shame. Just chant out loud, walk of shame. That's probably the best thing to say. But there's a citizen standing up to armed tyrants who come to his door to intimidate him, right? That guy's a real American. Whatever you think of the Libertarian Party, whatever you think of Northeasterners, this guy had fucking balls, told them to their face, you don't identify yourself, I ain't fucking talking to you, and stop filming, fuck you. This is going up online the minute you drive away, right? This is how you deal with these fucking people. And right now, that's the best way we can deal with it. But in the future, we will be able to make them starving and fucking homeless, right? And that's my fucking goal. That cunts like those two fucking federal cunts, okay, become starving and fucking homeless. Do you understand? The reason why Bitcoin's so brilliant and you can't wrap your mind around it is because you keep expecting someone to come rescue you. You keep expecting someone's going to show you favor and you're just going to run to the front of the fucking line. You do not understand rules, not rulers. And Bitcoin is rules, not rulers. The Constitution of the United States is the rule set that is supposed to control all these interactions, but it's not being obeyed. There's some reasons for that. It's a flawed document. The Constitution 2.0 is going to have to be rewritten. But understand that these guys, not only did they get away with it, like this guy says, they get a six-figure salary to fucking trample citizens' rights. They're getting a six-figure salary to destroy or to burden, as they say in legalese, to burden the Constitution that they promised to protect and defend. Right? And they're getting, they get a salary, they get days off, right? They get medical, they get dental, they get all that shit. They're not driving fucking 10 hours in the rain after waiting fucking 7 hours for a fucking job, in a fucking 20-year-old fucking beater Toyota, right? They've never had to do anything like this. But they'll show up at my door and they'll fucking wave their guns around and act like who the fuck they are and tell me to shut up. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right? Tomorrow's Veterans Day. You think of all the dead motherfuckers who died for the idea of America that these guys shit on, right? And that has to be stopped, right? That has to be fucking stopped. Even you fucking gay communist fucking Hitler worshippers can figure that out, And all you need to do, even if you insist on being a gay communist fucking Hitler worshipper, is just trade some of your Jew bucks for Bitcoin. That's all you got to do. It's so simple. Even you can do it. It's so, just try to take your finger and just click buy on smash up the fucking buy button on some fucking Bitcoin, because it ain't gonna feel good, right? It would have felt a lot better when I started talking about this 3.5 years ago when Bitcoin was 15,000, right? I'm sure a lot of people were laughing at me then. They're probably not laughing so hard right now. And this time next year, you're really not going to be laughing. But it's not going to feel good. But this is how you end those fucking FBI guys. This is how you end the fucking NSA building. This is how we peacefully and legally end this shit forever. And as far as this, right? As far as this goes, this will be wiped from the face of the earth forever. If there's no way for a parasite to extract value from someone, there is no way for a parasite to live. Okay? You want that wiped off the face of the earth? This is how it's fucking done. This is how it's done. That's how fucking radical I am. That's how fucking way beyond the normie bullshit, fucking Trump and all that other dumbass fucking homo fucking nonsense, right? Way, way, way beyond that. Way beyond. Okay? Do you have to come all the way out to where I am? Probably not. I have been and still am something of a fucking extremist, you know. But we're the type of guys who are going to drive this forward, and we are going to win. The way we're going to win is we're going to make these motherfuckers go to war against themselves. Right? We're going to make them experience war in their houses, metaphorically, right? Their greed and their competition for more against each other, not against us anymore. And that is going to be a fucking beautiful thing. That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a beautiful thing. And where am I? Where the fuck am I? Gunpowder Falls State Park. Oh, that's great. How much? I don't know how much fucking further I gotta go. I don't even know. I probably got like another 100 plus miles. Anyway, I did an hour. I kind of wish I could do more if I could think of more shit to say, but I'm running out of things to fucking say. I think I've made every point I wanted to make, and I've managed not to slide off the road into a ditch. So I'm gonna call that like a fucking win. Yeah, I'm gonna call that a win. So with that, Virgil Doc, Purple Heart, Eagle Packs Max, Signet Codes, thanks for stopping by. And I guarantee you the chat's going to have a lot more people in it when Bitcoin hits 100K, and it's going to have a whole lot more people in it when Bitcoin hits 250K. And that is definitely coming. When exactly, I don't know. But I would position myself on the correct side of it. Where are you? If I were to give advice about how to avoid being robbed by elite Jews of your life force, it would be this: trade your Federal Reserve notes for Bitcoin and wait. All right. So to everybody, like I said, in the chat, everyone that's going to come in the coming week, thanks for stopping by, guys. And I will talk to you guys again next week.